news team at my side.
News team, assemble. How's it going, you guys?
It's going all right.
It's going good.
Yeah, man, I was at work today, and I don't know what it is, but I was like, I was pushing one, like, in my cubicle, it's just my desk, my drawers, and like this little side table where people sit at if they want to come, stop by. So I was pushing it, and then something popped under my shoulder blade.
Oh.
And I was like, ooh, that feels kind of good, like it
It felt
tingles and
good, huh?
everything. And I was like, oh, that's a good stretch. So I keep pushing it, and then like it gets worse. Like all of a sudden, like it makes my whole right arm like really numb, and then it starts like it feels like a cramp going on. And I was like, oh my god, like is this like old age or whatever? Like what's
Jesus.
going on? And I didn't want to move my arm back because like I was like it's gonna hurt even worse. Like
I live here now. This is my life.
I'm part of the furniture or whatever. And I was like, shit, man, this hurts like crazy. And of course, there's people walking around, and I'm just like holding on to that thing, just like, looking at it. And I'm just like, man, I got to pull back. I got to like put my arm down or wobble around or like, hit myself or something, get out of it. And then like, I start getting that cramp like I was thinking I was going to get. It starts hurting. So I was like, oh my God. So I just go right back down, put my arm down so I don't look like an idiot, put it toward my side. And I swear, man, I wanted to scream. I was like, it's like I've never had that before. Behind my shoulder blade, there was like a cramp that wouldn't stop for like a good couple of minutes. And it went away, but it's still there. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that ruined my whole day. Like they were telling me, hey, we got to go to the lower level. We're having a meeting. You got to stop by. I was like, I'm not going anywhere because I felt like if I was going to touch something, it was going to happen in front of everybody. I was like, ugh.
You're gonna be walking around. Have you seen Horton Hears a Who? Have you seen that? The cartoon one?
I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that in a while though.
There's a part where he's supposed to be at the dentist getting some work done, but I don't remember what happens. He moves when they're about to numb him, so instead they numb his arm. So like he runs out of the dentist and his arm's all flopping around like that. Like so that was you.
Yeah, it hurt, man.
Probably pulled something, man. Probably pulled a muscle or something.
It still hurts. It feels like there's a bruise there. I don't even want to look.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Just from pushing a table, that you're over 30 when that happens. So, like, I just moved this table.
There you go, Eddie.
And now I tore my rotator cuff.
Look, he saw the arguments on the Jumbo chat about Pattinson and how he shouldn't be strong enough to do the shit he does. So he tried to push that table like he did in the scene, and he there he goes, pop goes the weasel.
Yeah, Pattinson's pushing that huge ass wooden table around like it's nothing.
Man, it hurt, but yeah, like so Anchorman, man, we're supposed to watch this review it last week. I watched it a couple of times, trying to watch a little bit, little by little, but I finally finished it today. Spoilers ahead, just in case. Yeah, I don't know why I do this, but I just do it just in case someone hasn't seen it yet.
In case you haven't gone back 20 years and watched this.
Brenton, do you remember where's the first time you watched this movie?
I think I got the DVD when it came out. I think that's the first time I saw it. I definitely didn't see it in theaters. So I think
You didn't see it? Okay. It was big, like
blind buy kind of DVD purchase.
How about you, Eddie?
You guys are gonna be shocked. The first time was actually only last year. It was before we were going to a Dodger game, and I went to my buddy's house before the game because he lives closer to the stadium than I do, and we were all meeting there. We were going with a couple people, so we all met up there, and we were having some drinks before the game. And he's always quoting lines from this movie. So he's like, and I've told him like, it's one of the Will Ferrell movies I've never seen. So we were there, and he's like, you know what, we're gonna watch it before the game. So he put it on, and that was the first time I ever watched it. I think it was last year. So Yeah.
Were you guys like? I don't know how it must be different when you watch it with your friends, right? Were you laughing your ass off?
Yeah.
Or were you just like, I don't
Yeah,
get it?
and we were drinking a little, so it was pretty cool. It was funny. He every time like a scene comes on that he quote, I'd be like, "Oh, that's why you say that," or like, "Oh, that's that fucking thing," you know. And I think the biggest one was Sex Panther. Sex Panther was like the
60%.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so the first time I watched this was when I was transitioning to San Diego. I was there for like a year, I think. And then like my girlfriend at the time, she was here in Virginia. So I came. It's funny because like I had this whole group of friends. She was part of the group, but we never told anybody, you know, because I was moving. We were like, whatever. But when I came back, I was so nervous to tell anybody, or like I wasn't sure if she was ready to tell anybody. I picked her up. You know, we had dinner with everybody. We like it's so obvious, you know, thinking about it right now. But like, we go to the movie theater. I get like big Coke for just the two of us, and my dumbass puts 2 straws in there. Yeah. So one for me, one for her, and she goes like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, you know what else? Like, I'll say it off air, but like, why getting 2 straws? Like, I'll say it off air. Yeah. But then I was like, oh yeah. What, you don't want to tell anybody? And I was like, I don't know. You didn't tell any, but that's the first time I watched it. And I remember watching it so hard that like, I started crying at certain parts. Like it was so funny where she kept like hitting me, like, shut up. You're embarrassing me. But yeah.
You said you never watched it so hard, or you said something like that, and I immediately thought of that meme of that guy that's like holding back a fart in class, like he's like sitting there struggling, like I'm watching this hard as shit right now.
With the veins popping out.
Yeah.
See, I think these movies are definitely better with friends, or
Yeah.
like I watched this alone this time, and I'm wondering if like that impacted.
Oh yeah,
the joy of the movie.
We might have to do that one night. Watch it all together, and then react to it or whatever. Like
It's definitely better than
with
just
somebody
sitting
that.
there. Yeah.
So I gotta say, you gotta watch it with somebody that doesn't take it seriously either. I watched it with somebody one time where they were just like too serious. Like I don't get these jokes. Like this is corny.
Wow.
Like yeah, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of my house.
Friendships were ended.
Basically. But let's get into the casting characters. So it starts off with our boy Will Ferrell plays Ron Burgundy, and he's basically the anchorman of a news channel in San Diego. But what'd you guys think of this guy?
Oh, Will Ferrell's amazing, man.
He was good, but he's not my favorite in this movie.
I don't think he's maybe my second favorite, because I love how he could play like serious and funny at the same time. Like he's so serious like in his character, but his character is an idiot, like
Yeah.
and it's just funny. So like I like that about Will Ferrell. I feel like he does that in a lot of comedies. It's like he's so serious but he's so funny at the same time.
Yeah,
And this scene is hilarious, dude.
He has like the best facial expressions, right? Like his eyes, his mouth, and everything.
He's always doing like the eyebrow thing, like, or like, yeah, he's funny, dude.
I just think of that scene when he's in the telephone booth. I'm in a glass box of emotion.
Where are you? A glass case of emotion.
Ron, where are you? I'm in a glass case of emotion.
The Batman. He butted it. Baxter.
The rumble between the news teams was awesome.
Oh yeah.
We'll definitely get to that. But yeah, man, like Will Ferrell, like he goes from being like prestigious, high top anchorman to being in love to being like depressed.
I know, and it's hilarious that like his weakness is reading anything that's on the teleprompter.
Yeah. He doesn't even realize what he said.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Yeah, well, what does he normally say at the end?
Stay classy.
Stay classy,
No.
San Diego.
Because I like the other one when he goes, "Stay classy, San Diego."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
There's a
He's
question
like,
mark
"God
at the
damn it!
Yeah.
Who put the question mark
Yeah.
in there?"
You know he reads anything you put on.
Oh man. But this scene was funny too, right? Like he goes
Oh,
like,
this is hilarious.
"It's hot outside."
Milk was the
Oh,
wrong
man.
choice.
Milk is yeah. Oh man, that was hilarious. What else does he have? I love how he like falls in love with the next what's her name, Vicky Cornerstone. But oh man, what was that scene? The scene that threw me off when I rewatched it is when they fall in love and when they're basically having sex, they're riding ponies
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
the
Oh,
unicorns
yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember this, but like,
Yeah, they kind of went a little too far out there in some of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta start like doing drugs or something while I watch this, or
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, he has a ton of hilarious scenes.
It just reminds me of like when he's trying to explain to the guys what love is. Then,
Oh yeah.
and Brick's like, "I love lamp." I love carpet. And he's like, "Brick, are you just looking around and saying you love things in the office?"
Yeah.
"I love shelves." He just like keeps going.
What do you guys think of like his sayings? Like I wrote this down. He says, "Great Odin's raven." You know, like
Yeah,
he has some
I love that
weird
one.
like.
Well, I love that one because of Thor, so it's funny. Great, or he says like Zeus's beard. He says the same thing, but he says Zeus instead of.
There's that flute scene where like he tries to impress.
Oh,
her
that
and
was
everything.
hilarious.
Oh.
And he's blowing fire out of it. That was crazy. He just has it. He's like, I'm unprepared, and then he pulls the flute out of his sleeve.
Yeah, I love that scene, man. Let's go to the next one. Paul Rudd, and I got this one for Eddie.
Oh yeah.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Puts it on though, and everybody starts smelling it, and they're like, "What died?"
Smells like Bigfoot's dick. I like what he says right after that. He's like, let's go see if we can make this kitty purr. It's got
man.
real panther bits. I was like, what the hell? He's like, I'm not going to lie to you. It smells like straight gasoline.
It's pungent.
Pungent.
Nah, but what's his name? Paul Rudd played this perfectly, man. I'm so glad he came back for the second one, but yeah, he played it.
He's
I
one of
never
my
saw
favorites.
the second one. I think.
Never saw the second
I
one?
never
It's not-
saw the second one either. I saw bits and pieces here and there, I think.
They try to redo the first one a lot to where it gets kind of annoying. So you're like,
I just remember the scene in the second one where they're in the trailer and it's like it's tumbling around. That's all I remember from the second one.
60% of the time it works all the time.
What
Oh,
other
it's-
funny scenes does he have?
There's one
All
scene
right.
where like, what is her name? Vicky, right? Vicky Cornerstone?
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's Vicky. It's not coming to my mind.
Yeah, I
know.
know. It's just like
I'll look
a
it
giant blank.
Veronica
Veronica.
Cornerstone, yeah. But like there's this one scene where she's, being an anchor for the first time. And you could see her just talking to the camera, and then Paul Rudd's like in his underwear going like,
Oh yeah, try to distract her.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that scene. Jesse says, "It smells like Bigfoot's dick." But talking about her, yeah. I'm telling you, man, the females like stand their ground on these funny movies, where in like serious movies, they're like the background character. Like she was harsh to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't play around. But Christina Applegate, the girl from Married with Children.
Yeah, that was.
A lot of young guys crush, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, man. Yeah. That's the only reason I watched that show.
Wow.
What do you mean? Yeah, everybody watches for Al Bundy. I mean, that's. You end up realizing that's what your life really turns into.
Damn it, Brenton. You're not
Wow.
wrong.
She had one of the funny scenes with her is when she's like, you know, I told you I wanted to be an anchor. And he's like, I thought you were joking when you said that. I even wrote it in my diary. Veronica made a very funny joke today.
That was great, man.
This scene was pretty funny too, when she's like falling in love with him, but she's like, I can't, like, get it together.
Do me. Do me on that side of that. What was it? Like that rainbow thing or something? They were riding the rainbow, and like he goes like, I want to do you on top of that thing, and then she goes like, do me there.
I like when they have a fight in the office.
Oh man.
Oh, and he's got the boner.
No, she's
like,
like,
no,
throws a
that.
typewriter at him and stuff, like taking it to him. He was gonna play. She wanted to play that cassette tape or something, and he was watching like his award show.
Oh.
And then they get into a fight.
Oh, do you guys know Seth Rogen? Do you guys see Seth Rogen in the
Oh,
movie?
I did. He was the.
Yeah.
What was he? The cameraman?
The cameraman, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I definitely did not remember him when I watched it again. I was
me
like,
too.
Oh, shit.
I was like, that's a young Seth Rogen, and I was like, he's not doing anything though. He's like, he has no funny parts, but he's in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
she was
says-
great.
You're a smelly pirate hooker. Oh, I love that scene where they're like insulting each other while the credits are rolling.
Oh yeah.
And then we got our guy Steve Carell, and this is for Brenton.
Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48 and am what some people call mentally.
Oh, he said it. I was wondering. I was like, wow, is he gonna let this one go?
No, I love Brick in this movie. Everything, like he was my character that I thought was the funniest in this movie.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know. Maybe it's just Steve Carell.
Dude, the one of the funniest scenes is when they're like getting ready to fight and he pulls out the grenade and he's like, you had a grenade. Is that a grenade? And then afterwards, after the fighting scene's over, he's like, you killed a guy. He's like, yeah, I did. He's like,
They're
You
like,
might want to
talk
lay
you
low
about
down.
that. Yeah.
yeah. They're gonna be looking for you.
Oh, and then is he the one that says that he hears women's periods draw bears? Does he say that? And then
I think
and then
so.
Paul Rudd goes like, "You see, bears." He's like, "You're putting the whole office in danger now."
I like when he tries to ask Veronica, and he's like, "You want to have a party in my pants?" But he can't get it out.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, well, she says it finally because he can't get it out. He's like, "Do you want to have a pants party?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Are you trying to ask me to a party in your pants?" And he's like, "Yeah." She's like, "No." And then he asks the guy standing next to her, "Do you want a party in my pants?"
Yeah, like do you remember the trident? Like he got a trident out of nowhere and just throws it.
Yeah.
But I love everybody's just yelling, and then he's just yelling, "Loud noises."
Yeah.
Oh wow, what do you guys think about this? Disappointed it really wasn't filmed in San Diego. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I feel the old scenes they used were definitely there, Coronado Bridge and all that stuff, but I never knew that. That sucks. The Spanish channel jumped in the fight, had me cracking up.
Oh yeah. That whole scene where all the different channels are popping out of nowhere, that's hilarious.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn was good in this too.
Oh, I loved Vince Vaughn, man.
Do you guys remember this guy, David or Champ Kind? I think his name was, or Kind.
And what's his
Yeah.
catchphrase? Do you remember it? I don't remember it. How do I not remember it?
What I remember most from
Whammy.
him-
Oh,
whammy.
whammy.
Yeah.
Whammy.
I just remember him when like Ron is dating Veronica and he's not around anymore, and he's like, "I miss you."
Oh yeah.
Oh, that got weird. Yeah, I
that
remember.
It's
was
like-
weird.
I think we need to move in together.
We need to sign an apartment together or something like that.
I like when he's talking about Christina Applegate, like when she first gets hired and they're all in the office, and he's like, she has the nicest hiney or some shit. He says like that, and then he's like making dog noises. He's like howling, and she walks in, and Paul Rudd's behind. He's like, hey, cut it out.
This is it right here. Yeah.
He's cracking the boss up too, which is hilarious because he's laughing hysterically at this too.
Yeah.
I miss your hair scent. Yeah, Jesse got it. I miss your laugh. I miss your scent. I miss your musk. When this all gets sorted out, I think you and me should get an apartment together. Oh, and then the guy behind him says, yeah, this is why you need to chill. You know, you need to like calm down. What? The Coronado Bay Bridge was actually filmed at a Long Beach Bridge. What the fuck?
Oh wow.
If you don't know, San Diego is connected to this island called Coronado, and this is the bridge they kept filming. That's crazy. Damn it, Forenzi. So I got to see this guy live on what's it called? A theater around here. He's not good.
He wasn't?
He wasn't good. He was not. He was so bad. Like, I'm sorry to say, he was good, you know, whatever. But he was so bad that he was failing, so he had to reenact these movie parts, and people started, you know, going,
cracking,
you know,
up.
laughing, and I was like, oh, this is getting cringy now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that explains why you only get him in small doses in movies and TV shows. Like in The Office, he only shows up like very sparingly.
I didn't even know he was in The Office.
Oh yeah. He's like Mike's. Well, he was Mike's salesman or something. But what'd you say?
He's in Dukes of Hazzard, I think. He's fucking hilarious in that. But he has. You're right. He has small parts.
I think he's like a voice actor too. Oh man, who was it?
He's in Talladega Nights, isn't he? Yeah, he's one of the pit crew, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep. Then we got the whole crew together. I thought this was my funniest scene with them all together. Right, where are you? Okay.
Go to the zoo, flip off the monkeys?
No. Buy new suits.
A bad girl.
What the fuck? Man, like, what do you guys think? Like, the perfect team? Like, all these guys, like mesh together well?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, they're all great. It's like, you know how Adam Sandler has his crew of comedians that he always works with?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Will Ferrell's kind of the same way. Kind of has all the guys where he kind of has them in multiple movies.
Do you think Steve Carell and Paul Rudd kind of have outshined Will Ferrell now?
No, I don't think so. Will Ferrell's still top.
Maybe not Paul Rudd, but Steve Carell, yes.
You think so? Yeah.
Steve Carell is he took off, man. He's like super popular now, like super. I feel like a little bit he has. Well, because personally too, like I think I enjoy Steve Carell's humor more than Ferrell's.
Yeah, I think he's just, I don't know if it's more my taste or if he's just like kind of better at some of it.
Do you guys say that because like he has more serious movies too? Because he had the one where he's like a wrestling coach, then he had one where he was like an accountant. I forget what that movie was called.
I don't know. Like, I think you said it in the beginning where like Will Ferrell's characters, he plays them serious, but they're just really dumb characters.
Yeah. It's basically the same character in all the movies except you know a little twitch.
Or sometimes, do you feel like you've grown out of that humor of like that era of like that was a big era for a while? Is like where Will Ferrell really shined is like that dumb comedy era.
Yeah.
There are some that I could still watch like Anchorman. If I rewatch it, I kind of only watch the funny parts, and then I don't watch like the whole movie in one sitting. Like I'll fast forward to like funny parts, and then but like Talladega Nights and Step Brothers, I'll watch the whole thing through. Those are like my two favorite, I think, Will Ferrell movies.
I love Step Brothers. But yeah, like exactly what you said. Like I had to watch this like 4 or 5 times. It took me 4 or 5 times to watch this movie completely. Like I finished like 20 minutes of it, then another part I finished 30 minutes of it. I don't know. It took me a little bit to get into. I think it's because like I didn't like we were mentioning earlier. I watched it by myself, like I wasn't with the boys or whatever. Steve Carell was great in Dinner for the Schmucks.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, you should watch. Who is Paul Rudd in that?
I don't know.
I
was gonna say like Paul Rudd, his career is way before any of these guys.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
Remember, Paul Rudd was in Clueless.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bring It On, I think.
Forensi's saying Baxter getting kicked off the bridge was impossible, but
This is happening.
Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you doing?
That's how I roll. This is happening.
oh my god,
That's another cool little cameo from Jack Black, dude. That is fucking hilarious. When he chucks, he's eating the burrito. He's like, "This is a big burrito. I'm stuffed," or something. He throws it out. It's the guy, and he fucking the whole thing, dude. He's like, he crashes. He comes out. He's like, "Well, that's quite a raspberry you have there." And he's like, "Yeah, you fucking throw things out the window or whatever." And he's like, "Hey man, like, I didn't do it on purpose, but if it's fisticuffs you want, I got Tom O'Leary and Jack Johnson."
If that is like, you trash the only thing I love. What do you love?
Like,
and then he starts naming all these random things.
Yeah, does he say like, he says like wine and like a good, I forget what he says before he says Baxter, and then he says Baxter.
it was poems, long
and
walks, something.
Oh,
Then, yeah, he says something, and then he kicks him. I thought that was
stuck
hilarious.
with
He
me for some
kicks the
reason.
fucking dog.
That scene, because I was like, I never want to own a dog I can punt.
Well, you got a dog you can punt.
I know, and then it ends up happening anyway.
That's okay.
This
I
is-
got one too.
This is funny. Frenzy says they need to do a sequel of Steve Carell called 50-Year-Old Born Again Virgin, but this time he collects statues. What's up, Jaden? So, I got this other picture because I know Eddie loves this guy.
Oh, dude, I love this song. He's not in a ton of the movie, but all the scenes he's in, I love. Like, constantly at work, we'll say, because we do Yo Mama jokes too. Like, I feel like people, it's hit or miss nowadays when you do Yo Mama jokes. I don't know if, like, people love them, but we still do them at work. And if it gets too crazy, someone will be like, okay, let's leave the mothers out of this.
I hate
He's like,
that,
how dare
man.
you? She's a saint. I forget her name. He's like, she's a saint. That's one of my favorite scenes. And he's like, I hate you. I hate you.
That's my favorite scene. Yeah, at the end where like he's grabbing the ladder.
Yeah.
But I respect you.
But I respect you. Yeah.
He's yelling at his crew too, and he's like, "You guys didn't say anything."
Oh, even the stupid guys. That part's funny too when he goes to their side and he's talking shit with them.
Yeah,
He's
Brick's
like,
standing
"Get
over there. I
back over
forget
here."
what Vince Vaughn says to him, and then Brick starts laughing. And he's like,
Yeah.
like, "Brick, get over here."
Yeah, this scene was hilarious. But like then from this scene, we also got what's this guy's name?
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson. Yeah. Really quick, he gets his arm cut off by was it Steve Carell?
No.
Oh no, it was the other guy, the other news team, right?
Yeah.
The guy.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I don't remember this when I rewatched it. At the end of the movie, he gets his other arm pulled off by one of the bears.
He's just like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah, I think that may have been Tim Robbins that cut his arm off.
oh yeah, so it'll be this guy right here.
Yeah. Good old Shawshank.
Yeah.
He was when I first saw it, he was like an unexpected, because I don't really see him as like a comedy guy. So I saw him, I was like, oh shit. I don't even know if I've seen him in anything other than Shawshank. I think that's the only movie I've seen him in.
He did a movie, I forget what it's called, but like he's dating Einstein's daughter or something.
What?
What the?
Yeah. I forget what that was. But that's more of a comedy to see, like his funnier side. And he's in High Fidelity. He's banging John Cusack's
I've seen High
girlfriend.
Fidelity, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, he's got a ponytail and he's all like Zen.
I do remember that, actually. Yeah, that one, he's great.
This one's for Eddie.
Oh, yeah. Of course. He's like, what does he say? We have 1 or 2 rules. No punching in the face, or nothing in the face. And he's like, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Bitches.
He pulls his fucking weapon out. He's like,
Doesn't he say,
Como, oh, he says, that's what he says. Yeah, he says, Como estás, bitches?
For me, he was a surprise too. As soon as I saw him coming down the stairs with the mustache, I was like, yeah, this is too much right now. But 2 characters that I didn't bring up. You guys remember Danny? I don't know how to say it. Danny Trejo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was unexpected.
You do stuff now, and you're gonna have to learn how to deal with that.
What? Were you saying something? Look, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, that reminds me of the part with the dog too, when he's like, you know I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
He's talking to the dog, and then the wheel of cheese. You ate a whole wheel of cheese? I'm not even upset. I'm impressed. That's pretty
Mojo Potato says he was in Bull Durham.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's a
either.
good baseball movie.
Oh, okay.
He was in the movie with Tom Cruise when it was War of the Worlds. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's a
Oh,
remake.
he's the crazy dude.
Yeah.
That's right. I have seen him in that.
We're
That's
talking
right.
about this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of stuff, see? He just sneaks
Yeah,
around.
I guess the second I see him, I think of Shawshank, so that's...
Well, that movie's so impactful, though. Like, that's...
Yeah.
It's like one of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah.
And there's one other character that I didn't get.
Think like that? Poop. Your poop mouth. Poop out of your mouth.
Garth, if I were to...
He's so disappointed.
That guy reminds me so much of a guy that we work with. It's hilarious. Every time I saw him, I was like, I only picture the guy I work with.
You should get him and be like, go say, get to poop out of your mouth. Poop out.
He's funny.
Yeah.
Dude, the anchor's or not the anchor, the head of the news channel or whatever. He's pretty funny too.
Oh man, the thing that always made me laugh is he was always on a phone call, but the phone call was always about like one of his kids. Yeah. Hey,
Getting in trouble at school. Right?
No, it was like he was shooting up the school. He was like, "Give them the gun."
Yeah.
Let everyone go.
there was another one too. He's talking to the teacher. He's like, "What did he do?" I forgot, but that was funny.
He says, "Chris, put down the gun. Let the marching band go."
Like, you can't even make jokes like that today. Like, that would freak out so many people.
There was a lot of that. I feel like on a lot of these comedies that we've watched, I feel like there's a lot of that. Like, you can't even joke like that anymore.
And they don't feel like they're that old of movies. And I'm like, wow, has that much changed in like 15 years?
That's Merlin and Top Gun. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you guys are right though. Like, these movies would have not made it. Like, I don't see them playing on TV much. You know, that's another thing too.
Yeah, not
Well,
really.
you don't see comedies like this anymore either.
No.
It's a bygone era.
Not really. I was trying to think of that. Like, when's the last time, like, a raunchy comedy came out? I can't even remember the last one.
When was the last time that you quoted like a more current movie that was a comedy?
See, now my mind's gonna go blank, but I'm sure I've done that. I'm a big, like, I don't know if you guys are like that, but I'm a big movie quoting guy. Like, all the time. And it, like, at work, luckily I work with a guy that, like, a lot of the time he'll know what I'm saying, but sometimes people don't get it, but I'll quote all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure there's something newer that I've quoted that I just can't remember right now. I don't know.
Is Hangover considered new? You guys think?
Ish. That's probably like one of the last amazing ones.
Yeah.
There was a one called Booksmart, but it was like two girls in college. But it was pretty good. And it was like raunchy, but for girls. It was more like a girl comedy, but it was still pretty good.
Oh, would you say like what's those singing ones with the girls?
The singing ones?
Yeah, they're like the a cappella group, and they always do like they have the big contest.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. With the actual singer in it and Rebel Wilson and all.
Yeah.
Those are funny. Oh, you know
Pitch
what?
Perfect.
Like Neighbors, I guess. Like Neighbors was kind of newer.
Oh, look at that. Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. I guess Neighbors is kind of newer, or like some Seth Rogen stuff. Oh, This Is the End.
Oh, man.
That's a newer
but
one.
It's not raunchy like this, you know? It's more like...
A little bit.
Oh.
Didn't we just put that in the Jumbo chat recently? Someone put in there the ghost stick scene.
I feel like
a GIF.
Yeah.
A lot of these movies don't have like rewatchability for some reason. Like you won't just sit down and be like, "Oh, this is gonna make me laugh."
I think you have to watch, like we were saying earlier, you got to watch it with someone.
Yeah, with people.
Yeah, but there's older movies that I can put on it by myself and I'll laugh every time at it.
Caddyshack. Yeah.
We're in a time right now where, like, I feel like the only movies you're putting on is either, like, superhero movies or shows.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like right now in this time it's superhero, or it's, like, HBO Max shows, or, like, Hulu originals or Netflix series, like. And then now I notice, like, if I do watch funny stuff now, it's more Netflix specials, like comedy, stand-up stuff.
Stand-up, yeah.
I was gonna say I started watching Gang Related. That's not anything new, and that's a movie.
I don't think I've even seen that.
It has John Belushi and Tupac, so it shows his age.
Really quick score. We're in final thoughts. So usually it's 1 through 5, 1 through 10, 8 through A, B, C, F. What would you guys score this one?
God, I think I want to go like 7.5. Like I think it's slightly better than Wedding Crashers, but I feel like it suffers from the same stuff that Wedding Crashers did. There's funny parts, but the love story aspect of it kind of like kills the story. And I feel like it's not, the story isn't anything worthwhile. It's just kind of dumb, but there's funny parts to it.
But I think you have to go with the whole mindset of, that right there. You're going to a dumb movie. So you got to like let that, I don't know. It really.
Yeah, but I got kind of bored watching it. And you're saying it took you like 5 times to get through the movie. Like this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him. I was telling my friend that. I was like, it's hilarious, but like, I feel like overall the story I don't like, but it's hilarious. So it's like that makes up for it so much. Like, and just all the different comedians they have in it. I was like, that's what makes it good. So I'd probably give it like 7 out of 10. It's definitely not my favorite out of all the comedies we've done so far, but it does have some of the most quotable lines. So yeah, it's a hard one because and then like I also prefer the other ones. I'll be more biased towards because like I really love Vince Vaughn, like, so I'll be biased that way. But it's really good. It's arguably got like one of the most quotable lines of any movie or comedy. So
Yeah, this movie always takes me back. Like when I first, like I mentioned earlier, like I watched it in a theater with a bunch of friends, and then I was in San Diego at the time. I was like going back and forth, so I knew everything they were talking about. But watching it again by myself, it was kind of hard to watch. But like you guys keep mentioning, like the first scene or the first picture I brought up with Will Ferrell with the milk.
Yeah.
Like that's engraved into my head forever. You know? It's hot outside, and this milk wasn't a good idea.
You gotta. Have you ever watched Land of the Lost? That's a great Will Ferrell movie.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it, Brenton?
No.
Oh, dude, you guys gotta watch that. The
Land of the
story
Lost.
is pretty good, and it's fucking hilarious. And there's a scene like the milk scene, but instead it's because he goes back in time, right? He goes to an area like the old TV show Land of the Lost. So like, it's an area where multiple timelines exist at one point. So there's a T-Rex, and so he's like supposed to be the smartest guy there, but he's an idiot. So they're like, he's like, I know that I know there's this tactic where we can hide from the T-Rex by drenching ourselves in its urine. And then he pulls out a jug. He's like, so I have collected this T-Rex urine. And then the guy is like, it's Danny McBride. He's looking, he's like, how did you get that urine? he's like, you were standing underneath a T-Rex all night waiting for him to piss. And he's like, under a dino dog, he says. And he's like, well, if you want to break it down to simple semantics, then yes, that's what it was. But but anyways, he gets to the urine, and he goes, all right, he's like, I'll go first. He drenches himself in the urine, and he's like, oh my God, immediately burns everything. He's like, never mind, don't do that. And then he's like, maybe a second splash will eliminate some of the effects. So he does it again. He's like, immediately made it worse. But it's dude, that's a great movie from Will Ferrell. But
Land of the
it reminded
Lost.
me of that milk scene. He's funny like that.
No, you brought up Danny McBride, and I have to recommend that if you have HBO Max, watch The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, okay.
With him and John Goodman's in it.
Oh, wow.
And that's hilarious because they're like the evangelicist, but the family's a bunch of screw ups. Like all the kids are just fucking. They think they're so smart, and Danny McBride acts like he's this tough guy, but he's just.
I love Danny McBride.
He reminds me a lot of my uncle that passed away. He was like my great uncle, and he has that same sense of humor as him, like a smart ass, like tough guy, kind of like like he thinks he knows more than people, but he's just a smart ass or an idiot.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of that, but yeah, he's good.
So 7.5 from Brenton. Eddie, you give it a 7?
Yeah.
7. I give it a 7 as well. I mean, watch it, go in for the laughs, and just try to watch it with some friends. So last topic for tonight is what movie is next? What do you guys want to watch?
What did we? Oh, let's all throw one in, and we'll all like vote on it or like decide. I think Grandma's Boy would be a good one.
Is that on Netflix or?
That's what I'm looking up right now to make sure it's available.
You know what? I want to kind of get out of that era. I feel like all these movies are within that.
That's the best era. It's on
2003
Hulu.
to 2008. I'm gonna say Fletch Lives.
I'm down to do that one if it's available.
That was on Peacock.
You have Peacock, Steve?
I don't, but I could probably find this movie. Fletch Lives. 1989.
Yeah, Brenton's trying to make us go back to the days.
To the good old days.
The days before we were born.
So Fletch Lives.
If I'm down because that one scene was funny. So.
Yeah. Brenton, you good with that?
Yeah. If you have
Lives.
access to it.
I'll find
And
access. I'll get access.
They're making a new one, so. But John Hamm, I think, is taking over instead of Chevy Chase.
I don't know if I like him, man. Him and the guy that plays Shazam. I don't like them.
I don't like the
that much.
Shazam guy, to be honest. Like,
I was
he's kinda
rewatching it
quirky to me.
because I read a comic and it made me want to rewatch it. And I actually liked the movie, but I realized what I don't like. It's him. Like, I would have much rather had someone else play Shazam, I think.
I love John Hamm because I watched Mad Men, like, as that aired, and I
Oh.
love that show.
He always, I think it's because the movies I've seen him in, he plays a dick that you don't like. So I think that's just like, now when I see his face, I think of a guy that I don't like.
What's that movie you made me watch, Eddie? He's in there. He's like the
Den of
bad
Thieves?
boyfriend.
Is it
No,
that
not that
one?
one. No, he was
What
the
did I tell you to
boyfriend of the girl. Oh, but he was like a dick the whole time. Like he only wanted to have sex with her all the time.
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
I think he's a cop in The Town with Ben Affleck and Jared.
Yeah, that's a great.
Oh,
movie.
yeah,
I like
he's
the Town.
yep.
Town's a great movie.
See, and he's
Okay.
technically a good guy in there, but you just don't like him.
So Fletch lives for next week or next time we anytime you guys want to do the next one. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, I'm gonna end it with this this scene again.
And do stuff now. And you're gonna have to learn how to deal with that.
What? Were you saying something? Look, I don't speak Spanish.
Just Danny's face is just the Town.
Oh, that reminds me with Danny Trejo. I was watching From Dusk Till Dawn the other day, and I was like, man, he looks so young in this movie.
You know, he actually murdered somebody.
Yeah, he was in prison.
Yeah. That's another. But yeah, so Jesse, Mojo,
Ended on that
John, Knight. We're gonna watch Fletch Lives. So if anybody else wants to join too, like it'll be cool. But Eddie, Brenton, thanks again. And oh man, have we done Tropic Thunder? We have not done Tropic Thunder yet.
No, we should do that one.
Are we allowed to do that one?
That one's. See, I think we talked about this, and I said I'm gonna have a hard time not
Jumping
talking
around.
about Robert Downey Jr.'s character.
Or doing the accent. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, we look. This is what we got to do. Then we say, well, it's not even available anywhere. We'd have to rent it from Amazon or something for $3. But if we did it, we'd have to put out a disclaimer that all of our jokes does not reflect any of our personal feelings or biases.
We're just quoting the movie. Like, this
Yeah.
is just from the movie.
We're trying to impersonate them. So that'd be a great movie though, Forensi. Tropic Thunder. Jack Black's in it. Ben Stiller's in it.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Tom Cruise, man, great character in there.
But let me let everyone go and yeah, see you guys.
Good night.